What y'all think about Eddie Hearn's idea of David Benavidez and Caleb Plant fighting each other in May while Canoli's fighting possibly Billy Joe Saunders, right? Then the winner of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant in May fight the man Canoli in September for Mexican Independence Day weekend. What y'all think about Eddie Hearn's proposal? I personally like that idea. I do. And the reason I like this idea is because we want to see what this guy Caleb Plant's really all about, you know what I mean? I got nothing against the guy. I don't got nothing against no boxers, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck I look like? I ain't one of them fellas who be losing sleep over boxers not doing what they supposed to or doing what they're not supposed to. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I do want to see if this guy Caleb Plant's legit. Now, a unification was brewing since 2019 versus David Benavidez. Between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, a WBC and IBF unification. Now, Caleb Plant, I'm sure, is was delighted when the man David Benavidez lost that WBC strap on the scales. You know what I mean? When he fought that Angulo guy. Okay, yeah, because it actually gave the man David Caleb Plant an incentive not to fight the man David Benavidez, because I thought that was a difficult fight for Caleb Plant and David Benavidez as well. But it's a fight I wanted to see. You know what I mean? Before even Canoli fought the likes of Callum Smith, I wanted to see Callum Smith versus Billy Joe Saunders in England, unification, WBO, WBA. And I wanted to see in the United States Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez, IBF, WBC unification. The winners of those two fights meet each other for undisputed. Well, the man Canoli threw a monkey wrench in the game. So did David Benavidez by losing his strap on the scales. So it left the man scotch-free, Caleb Plant, you know what I mean? Not having to worry about fighting David Benavidez. But I like Eddie Hearn's proposal that them two should meet and the winner of that fight faces the man Canoli. But there's going to be a few roadblocks to this, and here's one. First and foremost, Caleb Plant might be sitting on his laurels, not trying to fight anybody up until he gets this Canoli fight. Because word on the rumorville is Canoli want to become undisputed at 168, you know what I mean? And him fighting Yildirim in February, then on Cinco de Mayo fighting Billy Joe Saunders, and I believe he'll get through Billy Joe Saunders, even though Billy Joe Saunders stylistically can pose a threat to the man Canoli with his movement and being a southpaw. But, just from the track record of Billy Joe Saunders, he don't fight nobody with a pulse, you know what I mean? The best names he's fought on his resume is Andy Lee, Eubank Jr., and David Lemieux, you know what I mean? So he hasn't shown any ambition that he wants to fight the best of the best, you know what I'm saying? Didn't want to fight Andrade. Made sure he took some nasal spray thing that's a banned substance as far as PEDs in the United States. And he got up out that fight, and all he did was get elevated to fighting Shefat for a vacant WBO belt at 168. So one of the reasons why Caleb Plant will probably not be liking this idea from the man Eddie Hearn is because he don't want to fight nobody up until he gets that fight. That's a high risk. High risk. I don't know what the reward will be. Hopefully, PBC will pay these guys, and I'm pretty sure they will, because I ain't never heard of no PBC fighter complaining about not getting a fat payday. You know what I'm saying? So it's a high risk for the man Caleb Plant, because he could easily fight the man David Benavidez probably for $1 million apiece, or fight the man Canoli for, I don't know, way more than $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what exactly they're going to make for their purses. But getting a Canelo fight is as, if Canoli's a quote unquote cash cow boxing, it should be a fat payday than just fighting David Benavidez. So that's not a risk I think that the man Caleb Plant is willing to take. David Benavidez will jump on the opportunity ASAP, immediately. I doubt he will find any resistance of not trying to fight the man Caleb Plant. As a matter of fact, these two guys have bad blood. I'm saying they don't like each other. They've had altercations before in the gym. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of back and forth, banter, talking shit back and forth. You know what I mean? But I doubt that the man Caleb Plant will agree with this proposal unless the man Canoli comes out and puts his is affirmative with his request and telling the man Caleb Plant, look, if you want to fight me, you have to go through David Benavidez. And 9 times out of 10, no, 10 times out of 10, Canoli won't do that because it's obvious he wants no smoke with David Benavidez. You know what I mean? So he'll probably just tell the man Caleb Plant, you know what? Keep fighting these caliber of opponents you've been fighting lately. You know what I mean? I'm trying to remember their names. Good gosh. Now, you know, it's a damn shame when you can't even remember opponents' names. And I just made a video. I watched Caleb Plant fight like 2 weekends ago. Who'd he fight? Oh, yeah, he fought a Caleb Truex. Before that, he fought the likes of a Mike Lee and another European fighter. He ain't fought nobody. Now, David Benavidez is a big dude, a pressure fighter. And we already know what happened with the man. Or maybe if you don't, go watch the fight, Caleb Plant versus Jose Uzcategui. Uzcategui did get dropped twice in that particular fight. But I really had that fight a draw, especially in the championship rounds. Uzcategui was battering the man Caleb Plant. Now, if Uzcategui didn't hit the canvas twice or even once, I would have had him winning. Not probably, definitely, he would have had won it on my scorecard. You know what I mean? Caleb Plant didn't look good down the stretch. He was fading in the championship rounds versus Uzcategui. And if Uzcategui, a guy who's lost to the likes of, I don't know, who he lost to? Lionel Thompson. He's lost to Matt Korobov. I'm sure there's somebody else he's lost to, you know what I mean? You check it. So, I'm not taking nothing away from Uzcategui, but if Uzcategui could apply vicious pressure on the man Caleb Plant like that, what you think David Benavidez is going to do? You know what I mean? So I really doubt that the man Caleb Plant will even entertain or consider fighting David Benavidez before Canoli fight. Yeah, because you know why? Because when he loses, you already know what people going to say. Oh, you a dummy, Caleb Plant. You should have just sat on your whole belt. You should have sat till, when did he fight? In January 2021 versus Caleb Truex? You should have just sat on your belt the whole time till Mexican Independence Day weekend in September, then get that Canoli fight. You know what I'm saying? Why would the man Caleb Plant risk his IBF strap and an opportunity to get a fat-ass payday versus Canoli by fighting a dangerous fighter who's hungry, who ain't got no strap right now, but still got an undefeated record in David Benavidez? So it's a great proposal from the man Eddie Hearn. I don't know if Eddie Hearn is also trying to set up Canoli, because Canoli, hey, look, in that particular fight, if they fight in May, David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, I'm going to favor the man David Benavidez. If Benavidez gets through him in Mexico around May, like the dates Eddie Hearn is proposing, the Mexican Independence Day, we going to have it. Canoli versus a David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Does Canoli want that fight? Does Eddie Hearn really want that fight for his newfound fighter that he promotes in the man Canoli on that DAZN app? So it sounds good. It sounds good from the man Eddie Hearn, but you already know 2021, this is boxing, man. What we want as boxing fans, we shall not get. And that's just what it is. And that's fucked up, but that's what it's coming down to. And I ain't gonna make videos all day crying, bitching about it. I'll make individual videos simply about fighter A and fighter B, and I'll keep it moving. It's a damn shame that in 2021, I haven't made too many positive videos about boxers, you know what I mean? Most videos I've made is fellas clout chasing, social media fuckery, fellas calling out fighters, and when it's time for that action, fellas is nowhere to be found. Whether it's Ryan Garcia clout chasing, talk about Tank Davis and Pacquiao, whether it's Jamal Charlo who's pump faking, talk about David Benavidez, I'm not fighting nobody under 25 and you need to be vaccinated, or whether it's Teofimo Lopez with his big ass nose front and talking about he's undisputed because Mauricio Suleiman said so, and Devin Haney is not worthy to fight him, but Cambosis is. That's the type of fuck shit we going through in 2021. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I could think of some more. Let's think about it. Will we see 2021 Bud Crawford versus Spence? I highly doubt it. What else? What else we got out there? It's just only positive thing that we can really say in boxing that will happen in 2021. Hopefully, fingers crossed, is Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Now, from a hardcore boxing fan perspective, I like the fight. Can't wait to see it. For the American public, I can guarantee you this. Besides real hardcore boxing fans, the American public won't give a fuck about that undisputed fight at heavyweight because there's no American involved in it. Deontay Wilder is a guy who really fucked up. He really blew it, you know what I mean? He blew it, and there's nobody to blame for him not fighting Tyson Fury in a third fight than himself. He talked a lot of stuff about Tyson Fury cheated, and he prolonged the rematch. I made videos early when COVID hit, and I said this is the best thing that happened to Deontay Wilder. Go sharpen your tools, get your skills right, and come back in the third fight. Win, lose, or draw. Just come back and try to get what you thought was yours. But I guess Deontay Wilder ain't had that type of confidence in himself, so he tried to prolong it, and these other guys have moved on. It is what it is. So 2021, a lot of like I said, I've made more negative videos than positive. Some are indifferent, like maybe I made a video about Bud Crawford and Ugas. You know what I mean? That really wasn't a negative video. It was maybe a hopeful video, or just basically, a fight that Bud needs if in order for him to have some kind of leverage when he goes to negotiations with the man Errol Spence. I'm saying, look at the man Manny Pacquiao. Man got stripped for his WBA strap. So there ain't been a lot of positive things going on in boxing in 2021 thus far, and it's a damn shame. But Caleb Plant, we shall see, man. We shall see if this guy will take on Eddie Hearn's proposal, or he'll say, you know what, I'm going to chill with my wife till September, and I'm going to wait till Cannoli picks me, you know what I mean? Be Marsh Boxley, your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all think about Eddie Hearn's proposal. You think it's really serious? You think it'll go down like that? Or do you think it's Caleb Plant ain't going to go ahead and fight David Benavidez, and Eddie Hearn really has no intention of even having a David Benavidez if he so does win the fight his fighter Cannoli, because Cannoli been ducking the man David Benavidez. It's quite apparent, you know what I mean? It's quite simple. Okay, he never mentioned or wanted to fight David Benavidez when he was being called out by Benavidez for the WBC 168-pound fight, right? Title. Yeah, but as soon as the man gets stripped, Benavidez, because he lost his strap on the scales, Cannoli's quick to fight anybody. Or they basically gave him the strap. Who did Cannoli fight in his last fight? Who did he fight? Callum Smith. They basically gave it to him. It is what it is, and that's boxing for your ass in 2021. I'm gone. Peace.